You know, Ace and I'm going through stuff with Ace right now after all these years. You know, I worked on his record and everything else, and I got somehow I got swept under the rug. Well, you know, the story is when Ace was like 13 or 14 years old, I'm sitting with the Magoos and I've got the #5 record in the country, and Ace calls up my mother because he's sitting in Orchard Beach in Bronx, New York, and here's We Ain't Got Nothing Yet on WABC radio. So, you know, once you hit WABC radio, you're not a turntable hit, you're a friggin' hit. You know what I mean? Because we play only the hits, you know. So I'm sitting, so I'm a kid from the neighborhood, and he calls me up and said, "Would you show me how to play some guitar?" You know, and I figured, hey man, this kid's got the same dream I had, the little Bronx kid. I went back there and I sat with him and all this stuff. So that journey with Ace starts like 56 years ago. I'm a little disappointed. It's a long story. But I have seen this guy, Steve Brown, throw me under the bus.
Ace was working with other writers all along, and the material wasn't that good.
On a friggin' interview. And I'm like, what is this guy talking about? You know, I saw him on an interview and he said, well, you know, I had a really tough time with the record. You know, I had to deal with a lot of stuff like, like Ace was already writing with some other guys, you know, and then he said, and I heard the stuff and it wasn't even in the same planet as what we're working on. And then he goes, then, you know, it's like really tough. I had to turn around to Ace and say, dude, you know, your childhood friend, what you wrote with him, man, it's just not good. And I heard that. I fell off the chair.
You got to sit there and tell Ace that, dude, your childhood friend, whoever you co-wrote the song with, this idea is not good, man. This is not going to stand up next to 10,000 volts or Cherry Medicine.
What are you talking about? I've had 5 record deals. I had a hit record before born. You know, I've got awards, gold records in theater and in music. You know, I've done all these friggin' bands. I've written songs for all these people. You know, 20 years of doing jingles. And I'm going like, dude, your childhood friend. I'm going, this guy has no clue as to who I am or anything that I've even done. I wrote Naked City with Gene. Naked City on the what record was that?
That was Unmasked. Yeah.
Vinny, Bob Kulick, and Gene wrote that.
Oh man.
It started with me and Bob.
Wow.
By the way, you're getting an exclusive here.
I know.
I haven't gone public or told anybody of this shit. I had this one so-called Venus with a Whip. You know, the song is gonna kill. I'm so pissed off that I'm gonna put drums on it. I'm gonna hire a drummer, either Anton Fig or Chuck Burgee. You know, put it on it. I'm gonna go to Jimmy Douglas. I don't know if you know who Jimmy Douglas is, but man, he's the senator. He's great. He's a good buddy of mine. And I'm gonna have mixed up like a first class thing. And I'm just gonna be like, here, you want to hear the outtakes? You want to hear the stuff that Steve Brown said was not even in the same planet? Because this guy just pissed me off, and I don't get pissed off, and I don't talk ill about people, period. I haven't in my whole life. But this was like personal. You know, he's telling me, dude, your childhood friend. I'm like, what do you mean childhood friend? I've been signed by Tom Erdogan, the Tommy Mottola, Lieber Krebs, all these people. I've been making records my whole life. Now, I'm sure the guy doesn't know. I'm starting to read all stuff online that people are like, whoa, who is this guy? He's full of himself.
Everything else on the record were 95% ideas that I brought to him.
I think it's just maybe starting to get to him that this guy is out there patting himself on the back. You know, I mean, I saw him on it. He even said, well, you know, Ace is lazy, you know, meaning like it was up to me for all the Kiss fans to be Mr. Save the Day. And I'm like, dude, put a muzzle on it. You know, what it came down to is like, I mean, I even sent Ace an email. He's on some cruise or something. So I haven't gotten a reply from him. But I said, listen, you know what? You want to go out there? The guy goes out there and says, I met Ace. We hit it off. We made magic. That I get. But we made magic and everything else that Ace had sucked. and his childhood friend, before he even showed up, Ace is out there talking on guys like you and Eddie Trunk, and like, oh yeah, I'm working with my old buddy Peppy Castro. So I was getting phone calls. Wow, man, we can't wait to hear what you guys come up with and all the stuff. And I was like, this is great, man. This is a wish list. This is like nice bit of closure with us. You know, we're good friends and stuff like this. And even when I brought him Venus with a Whip, he rewrote the stuff. You see, now, unlike the Brown record that's out now, I had Ace play all the guitars. He's actually playing this stuff. You know, it's more of an Ace Frehley record than probably anything that's on that record, because Ace is actually playing. He's actually doing all the licks things. He rewrote the lyrics with me. He sang. I mean, it was a real effort, you know. And when he met Brown, he said, I met this guy. I love him.
Brown.
His girlfriend, Lara introduced him. Lara kept saying, this guy, Steve Brown, he's really good, Ace. And, you know, I take nothing away from the guy. The guy's very talented, obviously, you know. I mean, and he's very motivated. You can see he breathes this stuff, you know, and he's, you know, but, you know, it's like, enough with you're your own biggest fan, you know.
So, you know, and I've made no secret in saying this record is the best Kiss-related release since Kiss Revenge. It's the most consistent from start to finish since Kiss's Revenge. So all the Kiss fans, I hope you agree with me. And if you don't, you know, tough
patting you on the back. And it's like, you know, it's about Ace. I mean, that's the end of the thing. You know, Ace is uplifting this guy's stature, you know. And so Ace comes to me and he says, yeah, I met this guy. I really want to work with him. He's really great. He goes, but he didn't like our material. He didn't like Venus with a Whip. And I said, well, he goes, but I disagree with him. So I said, so Ace, so why don't you introduce me to Steve and let's work on it. And at that point, Ace wasn't really in with him yet. So Ace said, well, you know what? Why bring another writer in? Let's keep it for ourselves. But then along the way, the Kool-Aid came. And, you know, Ace drank the guy's Kool-Aid. I get it. They have a good, credible record. Ace is out there. He's getting tons of press. It's doing fabulous. So, you know, nothing can knock success. But at the same point in time, I felt like, geez, you know, I've been coming over to your house.
It still would have got, I think, the same press anyway, because, you know, Kiss is retiring. People want to see what Ace is doing.
That's my point. Ace could pick his nose and this record would sell.
Yeah.
Because people are rabid and they love him. And, you know, it's not an embarrassment, but the key to making great records is diversity. You know, you open it up to other songwriters. You do open it out there. You do bring people in and you cut 20 songs to get the best 9 or 10, you know? And so I was just like, you know, I was just dumbfounded. I was blindsided by it. But, you know, I told Ace going in, I said, listen, I have no ego in this sex. I have not, whatever happens, happens. I'm happy with buddies. I'm happy to work with you. It's like a great end to the story, you know, and you got Tommy in Sweden who's played on all these records and everything. And I said, you know, that's absolutely fabulous. But I said, but nobody gets to put me down. Can interview to, you know, to the masses out there and broadcast that what I do is substandard. I was like, kidding me?
So Steve Brown is going out there, just not, is he saying the name or he's just saying other people?
No, but listen, I'm Ace's only childhood friend. Okay, that inspired him, that's working with him. There's no other childhood friends Aces. Before he loved Jimmy Page or Hendrix or any of these guys, he heard We Ain't Got Nothing Yet on the radio while he was sitting on Horseshit Beach, we used to call it, Orchard Beach in the Bronx at 14 or 15 years old, and went, oh, I know that guy. And then it was like, if he can do it, maybe I can do it.
Well, what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to edit it. And here's a clip for everybody to watch of the Blues Magoos doing it. And then I'm going to put next to it a version of Kiss doing it with Love Gun. What year did that song come out? Your song?
We Ain't Got Nothing Yet, 1967.
1967, we ain't got nothing yet. That was a good year. You know why? The year I was born. All right, here it goes. Boom.
Pretty funny. That's
Okay,
pretty
that
funny.
was the Blues Magoos.
Who does it better?
You just heard 4 seconds. I don't want to get copyright strike, but let me know, and I'll put links to the full video right here. You can check it out. Make sure to check out our members only club. You can see all our episodes unedited. Click on the box right here on your screen. Subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified. And as for Steve Brown, we have reached out to his people. We are waiting to hear back from him for further comments. Until then, who loves you, baby? We do. Thanks for watching.